Yes, of course. Hello, I am Alistair Bannister. Welcome to Plasterpiece Theatre. We have a marvelous drama to explore with you this evening. We shall entitle the program The Incident Report. With the help of modern technology and sheer comic genius, the topic of incident reporting can be exciting, meaningful, just like, say, Gilligan's Island, what? Oh, yes, quite. With the assistance and mighty brain power of our author, Incident Annie, I've developed a presentation that will literally blow your socks off, right? Sure. There are 4 major points we will cover in our plot this evening. Number 1, what do you do with the old incident report forms? Number 2, what is an incident? Number 3, what do you do if you have an incident? And number 4, how may we prevent an incident from ever occurring in the first place? We have a new form which looks like this. Our old form looks like this. I can almost hear you wondering to yourself right now, what do I do with all those old incident report forms? Do I use them up? Do I keep them around for times when I run out of the new form? Do I take them home for the kiddies? In a virgin forest, is there sound? Sorry. We shall join Incident Annie now in her office, demonstrating the proper technique for disposing of the old incident report forms. Yes. Thank you, Incident Annie. Delightful, talented woman, really. Now to our next issue at hand. Sometimes it can be very difficult to determine if something is an incident or not. The following is a true-false quiz. Can you identify which are true incidents and which ones are figments of our imagination? We drop in on Annie now with our first example. If you answered true to that illustration, you are absolutely correct. Not only did Annie trip over an exposed cord, but she should not have been carrying all of those boxes at once. In the future, she should confine herself to one box at a time. Now here's another example. Can you tell me if this is an incident report matter? Put on your thinking caps and don't ask your neighbor for the right answer.
Harold, I just know that Elvis Presley is here at Hazelden. I can just feel it in my bones. And I've got to get his picture and I've got to get his autograph. Now, here, you just pretend that you're taking my picture over here by this dumpster. Okay, hold the camera still now. Okay, take my picture. Okay, now, you keep pretending you're taking my picture, and I'm going to nonchalantly look at this patient roster, see if he'll hold that camera still. You should have never had that extra martini at breakfast.
Oh, honey, the newspaper said Elvis is dead anyway.
What? I don't care what the newspapers say. Elvis Presley is not dead. He's here at Hazelden for drug treatment, and I'm going to get his autograph, and I'm going to get his picture. Now, you just do what I tell you to do, and quit mouthing off to me. I should have never married you in the first place. My mother was right. Now, just keep holding that camera. Oh, if only I could get into one of these buildings, and maybe I could get a glimpse of him. Oh, they're here! Elvis! Elvis! Elvis!
If you guess that this is also an incident, you are absolutely correct. People who are on Hazelden property without permission and who may pose a threat to our patient's confidentiality are definitely considered an incident. If you witness someone being on campus or in your building who doesn't belong, an incident report should be filed. Now for our next example. Let's join Annie in the confines of her office, diligently working away.
Favorites of the country.
Something seems to be missing. I wonder what it could be. It's very strange. What in the world is going on? Whoa, whoa, whoa! I wonder if I should fill out an incident report form. Gosh, I better call my supervisor.
Theft is definitely an incident reporting matter. Whether it's personal property or Hazelden property, a report needs to be submitted. You also need to call corporate insurance and fiscal to report the loss. This would also apply if any property is damaged in any manner. Let's move on to our next point, which is what to do with an incident report once the incident has occurred. The important thing to remember here is that a report has to be filed immediately. Accuracy is also important. Accuracy and timeliness, then, are the two key factors in filing an incident report. After you have completed the incident report, there are a few people who need to see it. In order to write the report correctly, ask yourself this question. Did the incident happen to a patient, a staff member, or Hazelden property? Let's join a somewhat perplexed Incident Annie as she attempts to write her incident report. I say, Annie, Annie, are you a patient at Hazelden? Are you a staff member at Hazelden? Did this incident result in an injury? Uh-huh. Look at the back of your form under staff injury. Just the white copy gets routed to Human Resources within 24 hours after the incident has occurred. Very good. Now you document the medical outcome within 1 week of the incident with your supervisor. Ah, there you are. You look much better, Annie. Now the pink and yellow copies go to your division director within that same week of the incident. Thank you. As you can see by the instructions, each incident has its own specific routing procedures depending upon the type of injury. If you have any questions, please check with your supervisor or Human Resources. Also remember that at the time of an incident, your supervisor should be notified immediately. If you take a minute now to look at the back of the form, you'll notice the different instructions according to the type of incident. Make special note of the instructions for patient incidents. It's important that this information get to quality assurance in an accurate and timely manner. If there is an injury involved, medical attention is mandated and a medical outcome has to be documented. Incidents involving property loss or damage have to be reported to corporate insurance in fiscal so that the insurance company can be notified. Again, I must stress that the accuracy and timeliness of an incident report is of the utmost importance, especially if it involves an injury. Sorry. Resting my eyes for a second, Walt. Yeah? The last point I'd like to make this evening is that prevention is the perfect way to cut down on incidents and injuries and having to fill out those blasted report forms. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of incident reports. Cure, that is. That's it. The old saying still holds true today. Let's join Annie now in one of her earlier episodes and see how an incident may have been prevented. Prior to Annie's moving the boxes, she checks her course. She notices the cord and moves it out of her path. Annie then picks up only one box at a time and moves it gracefully to the other location.
She also issues a work order to have the boxes moved and the cord properly installed by maintenance. That done, she lollygags around the rest of the afternoon.
When Hazelden was young, it was easier to keep track of incidents. We didn't have so many employees then, and the incidents were fewer, farther between. Now that we're older, we need incident reports to document theft, damage, injury, even harassment. Thank you for listening. And oh dear, dear, good heavens. Annie.
Oh, my.
I think we've just had an incident.
Here, I have some old incident report forms, Alistair.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for listening. Goodbye.